What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It is your boy Blue Games, and we are here on X-Plane 11 on the Pilotedge Network, getting ready to do our very first CAT-01 rating flight. That's going to be our first of 11 VFR training flights. This is where it all starts, right here, guys. This is where it all starts. I'm trying to get better with my skills of talking to ATC and just better with all the procedures that are out there for VFR and IFR in general. So I wanted to push myself and try to do some more training. So thanks to Pilotedge, thanks to their website, they have a program they already have to help you learn a lot more about VFR flights. So that's what we're doing today. So right now we are sitting at L52, Lima 52, which is Oceano County. This is the exact same airport we were at when we flew for my very first Pilotedge flight. We did a flight from Oceano to San Luis. But today we're flying from Oceano, about 45 miles to the west, down to New Cuyuma. And so real quick briefing of today's flight. We're starting here, taking off runway 29, which will have us flying over Grover Beach right here, and we're making a left turn. There is left traffic at this airport on runway 29, so we're making a left turn, crosswind in a base, or not a base, but a downwind, whatever, back to the east. Did I say west earlier? Anyways, back to the east. Thankfully, there's no airspaces to worry about right now. Today's flight is all about non-tower and knowing how to talk to CTAF on the radios. That's what this number right here is, 122.7. We'll be calling out our position on 122.7. So right below this class delta up here and right above the the Santa Maria class delta. So right now, this whole flight won't really take us through any airspaces that we can't fly in. So it'll be pretty easy. So after we make that left turn, we'll be looking for this Twitcho reservoir. We'll be looking for that, and once we see that, we'll be flying towards that. Probably try to fly over the legs of it. You see right here, just probably keep us within our flight path, and then we'll be looking. Once we get there, we'll be looking for these mountains, which should be pretty easy to see from there. We probably could see it from the ground where we're sitting right now. Fly over that, kind of at a diagonal. We could also take the river from the reservoir and fly right through here. That would be probably easier if we wanted to stay at lower altitudes, but I'm thinking we'll probably just fly right over it, and then we'll be flying into New Cuyuma. I believe we'll be landing on runway 28, which we should be entering into the left base. The left downwind, and then left base to runway 28. So it should be fun, pretty cool flight. Our first CAT rating flight. So let's go ahead and get started. Oceano County, November 116, taxiing to runway 29 or Oceano County. Alright, I think I said Oceano wrong. Whenever you go to these unfamiliar airports, a lot of times you pronounce the names wrong. I'm gonna cross runway here and taxi over there. Looks like I don't even see anybody, so we're gonna go ahead and cross. Oh, look at that. Alright, we got traffic lining up on runway 29, so we're gonna hold short runway here and wait for them to take off and clear the runway, and then we'll be next. Alright, he's lined up, he's rolling. And it looks like the arrival for 29er is clear, so we'll go ahead and line up. Yep, and he's off. So make sure the parking brake is off, and we can start rolling forward. Oceano, November 116, Bravo, taking off runway 29er, departing the pattern to the east, climbing to 7,500 Oceano County. Or Oceano traffic is what I was supposed to say. Alright, here we go. Rotate. Once we get over the trees, we should see the beach. There it is. And we have to maintain runway heading until we get over the beach. Passing 250. Alright, now we can go ahead and start making our left turn. I'm going to try not to look at the GPS too much. I'm going to try to fly strictly VFR out the window, except for, you know, looking at my speeds and whatnot. So we'll be climbing up to 7,500 feet today for today's flight. I believe that will have us flying above the clouds. So we may go lower if we need to. Alright, there's the airport. I'm gonna kind of fly a left downwind here for runway 29 as we continue to climb. It's a nice day today, partly cloudy. I guess you could say a little overcast, but not too bad. But I really appreciate you guys tagging along today. This is mostly for you know, educational purposes for myself, but I thought also, you know, you guys could maybe learn a thing or two from it also. So thought I would bring you guys around. All right, so now we gotta start looking for that reservoir. Not sure how hard it's gonna be to find. I think I see it right there, and you can see the ceiling of these clouds is right around 1,500. So we may stay just a bit lower than that. Yeah. So now we're in the clouds. So we're gonna come down so that we can stay below them, so that we can actually you know, see. Because right now we're flying by visual references, and if we can't see the ground, then how are we supposed to fly VFR? Let's bring it back down. I think right around 1,300 should be fine, or maybe not. We'll try to come back down to 1,000. It's getting a little bit bumpy now too. We actually forgot to turn the lane lights on during that takeoff. Flaps are up. Keep flying into those clouds. I'm gonna lose a little bit more altitude. Now the elevation for New Kiyuma, our destination, is actually a bit high. It's actually, I believe, 2,200 AGL or MSL. Yeah, MSL. So the pattern altitude is gonna be around 1,000. Now looking for that reservoir, I see a body of water over there directly ahead of us, but I don't think that's the one we're looking for. It might be it right there. I mean, I have my GPS with me for backup, but I'm trying to not use it if I don't have to. I see the mountains though. Those are the mountains we need to fly over. And I believe, actually I think that's it right there. No, that's not it. Let me know if you guys see it out the window. So I see this water, but I don't think that is it. It might be water, it might be a mirage, who knows. So right now we're just going to fly towards these mountains because we know that we need to go towards the mountains. Now the thing about the mountains though is that you see the clouds are right at the top of the mountains, so that's going to be a problem for us. That's going to be a problem. So we might want to go through might want to go through like a canyon, not a canyon, but like a little valley or something to get to the other side instead of flying over them if we want to stay below these clouds. So I'm going to go take a look at Sky Vector and see what I am missing. Thankfully, there's no airspaces for us to worry about. So I will go ahead and fly this way a little bit. Again, I'm trying not to use the GPS. If I have to, I will. That's why I have it programmed. But I am not seeing a reservoir I'm looking for, and I feel like I've already passed it. And I feel like we're flying down to the south too much. If you look at our... So now we'll go ahead and use GPS as a backup. And I think we might have gone too far south. Alright, so we're still just below the clouds, so I'm thinking we're going to have to go up top. I'm thinking we have to go up top and use the GPS to get us there, because at this moment I am not... We're not even in the area where we're supposed to be in the mountains quite yet, either. At least I didn't think so. So we're gonna go ahead, just to be safe, we're gonna go ahead and climb above these clouds before we get too close to these mountains and get stuck. And hopefully it clears up when we get closer. But we need to stay about 1,000 feet above those mountains too, so. You can see that head bobbling, a little bit bumpy up here. Go ahead and gain some altitude, see if we can get above the tops of these clouds. Because right now, in the situation we're in right now, it's very dangerous for us to be right in the middle of these clouds over these mountains, especially when flying VFR and there's other traffic. We're gonna switch our radio, our other radio, to 1215 for now.
So City 175, permanent contact departure state. Cessna 996, contact Fullerton Tower 119.1, squawk VFR.
Alright, so we finally got over the clouds, right around 3,600 feet. As you can see, I cannot see the ground at all, so I'm pretty much forced to use a GPS, so we'll probably save that technique for a different flight. But for now, we'll go ahead and climb up to 7,500. If we can, I don't know if we're going to make it that high before we get to, before it's time for us to land. But these clouds, I was not expecting the clouds to be this low today. So not going to be as much scenery as I was hoping to see, but it's all good. There will be other flights. There'll be lots of other flights. Like I said, guys, this is actually going to be part 1 of an 11-week series of VFR training through Pilotedge. This is the CAT-01 rating, and next flight we'll be doing a CAT-2. The first one, the whole purpose of this first flight, as far as training, is to learn how to fly between two non-controlled, two non-towered airports, and know how to talk on the CTAF radio and call out, you know, departures and, you know, different things like we did earlier in the video, not requesting, but, you know, announcing taxiing, basically using Unicom, as most people know it as Unicom. If you look off in the distance, you can see those mountains are actually getting a bit higher. That's why we need to keep climbing. See, there's some mountains right directly ahead of us too, so that's why we're still in a climb. We're still climbing up. I'm also still flying by hand. I'm not using autopilot just yet, and I am flying by the GPS. Later on, we will fly for sure. I've been wanting to do some more VFR stuff, so I could actually fly with, you know, by VFR. Instead of using the GPS, but today we're going to have to use the GPS. Right now we're at 4,640 feet. Still climbing. Remember, the airport elevation is going to be 2,200 feet. The pattern altitude will be somewhere around 1,200 or so. I'm sorry, it's going to be 3,200 or so MSL, but 1,000 feet above the airport elevation. Alright, we're about halfway to Nukayuma, and I decided to finally turn on my autopilot so I can get some nice views outside, flying over these mountains. Yeah, there's no way we would have been able to stay lower, been able to fly beneath those mountains and get through this. Even if we were to fly under, like through that little valley there, I still don't think we would have been able to make it through. So, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It has been a very nice flight, a little bumpy on departure out of Oceano. Other than that, it's been pretty good. Really looking forward to doing these this VFR training. Looking forward to learning a lot, man. You know, I haven't. It's kind of the whole goal of this is just to to learn more so that when I go to do my real life pilot training, I can be as prepared as possible. Now I know for those of you who have already done your training or you're already real life pilots that you know, from the simulator to the real thing, you know, it's a whole lot different. I mean, when it comes to flight mechanics and you know, muscle memory, things like that. But as far as the the procedures and things like that, they're very, you know, you can learn those. I feel like that's one thing that I can actually, you know, the book knowledge type stuff, I can learn up on that before I go. I'm not the best test taker. I don't like taking tests. Whether I know the answer or not, I always feel like I don't because I don't know, it's just something about when I take tests. And I know there's a lot of tests, a lot of written tests I have to take once I get to flight school. So I want to just, you know, be as familiar with the things as possible before we even get there. Are my flaps still down? No, they're up. So this is one of my ways of just kind of getting myself ready. I always tell people, never give up on your dreams. Always stay motivated. Always push yourself to try different things, to try new things. If you don't have the money to do something, don't let that be an excuse. Don't allow money or finances or anything like that to ever be an excuse for you not to be able to chase your dream and do the things that you love to do. And that's kind of what the boat that I'm in now. And this is not supposed to be like a this video is not supposed to be like a speech or anything like that. But I'm just letting you guys know, you know, where I'm at right now. But yeah, I mean, right now I've been talking about it for a while. You know, I've been trying to raise money and earn up the money and to finally go to flight school. And I still don't have it yet. Still working on it. Trying to. My goal is to start it up by the end of this year. But in the meantime, until then, I'm going to do everything that I can to go ahead and, you know, learn up on everything I can about aviation. You know, learn everything I can to give me some type of edge when I get to school. And I definitely recommend you do the same. If you want to be a pilot, no matter what age you are, it doesn't matter. If you're older, if you're young, if you want to actually, you know, be a pilot and do these things, this is where it starts. I know a lot of you guys love flying airliners. You get so upset when I fly general aviation, but this is where it all starts right here. No airline is ever just gonna hire you like, oh my god, you have like 1,000 hours in an A320 on X-plane. Well, that's great. We're gonna go ahead and put you as a pilot. Like, no, like you have to start out in the general aviation aircraft and get hundreds, thousands even hours before airlines would even consider you. So this is where it all starts, right here in general aviation. And I do love general aviation. I love airliners too. But most of these VFR training flights obviously will all be in general aviation type aircraft. I won't always fly this 172. I'm probably gonna fly some Coronado aircraft, some Caravans, some King Airs, the Baron 58. Possibly, I may do the Baron 58 in the next flight. Haven't decided yet. But yeah, so this is all really just for training purposes. I'm going to be watching these videos back myself to kind of see what I did wrong. As I'm learning, as I go through the training, I'm going to be learning as I go, pretty much. I mean, they give you materials to read up on, and I've already read that. I've read the briefing. I've read everything I need to do. But I know I'm going to make some mistakes. And you guys could definitely help me also in the chat, not in the chat, but in the comments. Let me know if there's something I can do better. Let's not comment on landings, because we already know that's something that, yeah, you can get good at landing a plane in a simulator, but it's nothing the same once you get in a real aircraft. So if when you comment on mistakes that I make, I want it to be procedural type of stuff. You know, like maybe like comments on like maybe you saw the lake I was looking for. You know, maybe comments on what I should have did as far as the clouds go. Things like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm trying to, you know, we're all here not to criticize each other, but to critique each other and make each other better, and, you know, make each other better pilots. All right, so we're real close. We're gonna be tuning into the frequency for the CTAF for a new Kiyuma. Let me go ahead and get that frequency. That frequency is going to be 122.9. So let's go ahead and put that in now. Alright, we'll be tuning off of, I believe this is center that we're on right now. We're about 8 miles out actually, so we can go ahead and call in. And we can also start descending down. I think that is the airport right there. Yes, it is. So we'll go ahead and start descending down. Go ahead and just disengage autopilot and pull the throttle back. go. And we'll go ahead and let them know we are actually 6 miles out now, 7 miles. Nosyno traffic, November 116 Bravo, 10 miles west at 7,500, entering left downwind runway 28, full stop, Nosyno. So you can see the airport right there. We'll go ahead and enter in our left downwind. We'll report when we're in left downwind. Enough power all the way back to idle. So you see the clouds clear up right as you get here, which is good. That's really good. I was a little concerned about that. I was like, what? How high are the clouds going to be? There's not an actual ATIS here at the airport. I had to get the ATIS from somewhere, a nearby airport. So it was, it's a little different. Remember the airport elevation here is about 2,200. I don't see any other traffic on the GPS or on the TCAS, but some may show up. Pattern altitude is around 3,200. As we get below these clouds or into this cloud layer, getting some turbulence. So it looks like we just flew into an unexpected cloud layer here. Alright, there we go. So we're going to try to get below it. There we go. All clear from here. Got a great visual of the airport. Go ahead and turn right a little bit. As we turn for our left downwind, we'll level off around 3,200. Once we get about midfield, I'll call my base. Real small airport, you can see. Very bumpy out here in the mountains. Out in the middle of nowhere. Alright, see if we can level off here. Got to add some trim. A lot of trim. Nosyno traffic, November 116 Bravo on left base, runway 28. Full stop, November 116 Bravo. Nosyno traffic. See, I messed up. I messed up. I didn't need to say my call sign twice. I needed to say the airport twice. So see, as you can see, man, I'm getting used to it. So I'm not kidding when I say this is for my training. Now I do have general knowledge of how to talk to ATC and things like that, but when it comes to VFR rules, I'm a little bit shady there. I don't know them as well. So that is right there is exactly why I'm doing it, so I can get more comfortable with making calls just like that. So let's go ahead and add in some flaps, and we're gonna turn our left base and call that. Nosyno traffic, November 116 Bravo on left base. Runway 28, full stop, Nosyno traffic. Looking for it, there it is. Go ahead and turn it in. Really bumpy out here, a lot of turbulence. Nosyno traffic, November 116 Bravo on final, runway 28, full stop, November 1. Nosyno traffic. Dang it, I did it again. It's all good. At least nobody's here. They can't hear me messing up. Alright, we're a little fast. We're a lot of fast. I think we'll be alright. Now we're good now. We are high. Throttle is idled. Gliding down. About 200 above. Very, very bumpy. Crosswind also. And there it is, we're down. Whew. Had a fight for that one a little bit, just a little bit. All right, guys, we're down, runway 28. Let it roll to the end, and we'll announce when we are on clear of the runway. Real small airport. Probably, I believe the next flight is going to be leaving Nosyno, and we should be flying into I think a Class D airspace or something like that. We're gonna have to back taxi, so that should be interesting. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. That'll be the next video. Good flight though. Couldn't see crap. Could not see a thing. We'll go ahead and park here. I'm only going to be here for a short period of time. I'm probably going to head right back out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining in. Actually, before we say our byes, let's go ahead and let everybody know we're off the runway. Nosyno traffic, November 116 Bravo, clear of runway 28, taxiing the parking Nosyno. All right. Well, technically we're already off, but we'll just park here for now. Anyways, well, guys, thank you so much for joining in. Hope you guys enjoyed that flight from Oceana County to Nosyno. Let's let those flaps up. A whole lot more cloudy than was expected. You know, probably was not the best day to fly VFR below the clouds, but I think we had a good flight in general. I enjoyed it. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for your support. Your support is definitely helping me with my aviation. You know, education, I guess you could say. But anyways, let me get out of here. Remember, you got 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. And as usual, I'm always gonna give it all I got, and I hope you do too. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll catch you guys next time, next video.